Live from the basement of Alex Smith, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
Yeah, we're the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast, back for another week. Willie, myself, Eric, and Ed, otherwise known as the Good, Bad, and the Ugly. You guess which one is which, I guess. I'm the host. It's the host of Good, Bad, and the Ugly, so... So let's start off with this real quick, and what went on last week. We'll start, but we're going to mix it up again tonight. Eric, you're first. Eric, you are first.
Oh, geez. Over the weekend, my weekend started out pretty good, but then, I'm like, hey, the Bucks are on TNT tonight, so maybe I could actually watch them. So I get home, I turn on TNT, and what do I see? The Bucks game is actually blacked out because it was also on Fox Sports Wisconsin. So I was I started the weekend pissed off, and so I did some homework. I wanted to find out why. Who's screwing me over? So basically it boils down to, this huge mega company called Sinclair bought out the regional sports networks, which was owned by Disney. So now the regional Sinclair is jacking up the prices on people like Hulu Live and YouTube, us cord cutters that are basing this on streaming services. So I'm like, you know what? I'm pissed. I'm gonna make some phone calls. So I became pissed, I think, mostly at Disney. And I'm like, you know what? I'm a Disney Vacation Club owner. I'm gonna give them a call. I'm really pissed. So I finally got to the executive VP of mergers and acquisitions, and I don't know. The phone call kind of went something like this. So basically, they didn't give a shit that I was a DVC member. So
was that Donald Sterling?
No, he didn't use any
No, that was.
He may have. It was hard to tell.
It kind of sounded like that too.
Ed, how was your week?
Mine was better than Eric's, obviously. Now, I was reading the news this weekend, and I noticed that all innocent people have nicknames. Have you guys seen this? Everything I see, everybody's got a nickname. So I came up with nicknames for all of us. Well, I was, I had nothing better to do.
Sitting on the toilet?
Yeah, I was sitting on the toilet, actually. Eric, I came up with Little Go Say. See?
There you go. Oh,
Beer nickname?
Yeah.
Plus, it's got some, ethnic stuff in there.
Little.
Willie, Little Coob.
Coob.
Coob. That's what she said.
Glenn's not here, but I came up with Little Sausage for him.
That's what she said.
Can't wait for my name.
Scott's the Little General.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm Little Funny.
Little funny.
You are a little funny.
That was I didn't have a lot of time.
Look who's back.
Oh, there he is.
It's Cam, and Miguel is back.
Miguel Yasso.
Nice Cubs cup.
Shit,
I
I'm gonna
like
have to
it.
put my glasses
I like
on
it.
now. Right
Yep, the Cubs cup. Willie, what about you?
What did I do this weekend? Actually, I went out and did something that I'd never done before. You ever heard of this geocaching?
Yeah.
So you go out and you look for crap that people hide?
Yeah, I find shit all the time out in the woods. And then I'm like, what is this stuff?
This stuff, yeah. So we did that. Went down to Van Patten Woods and off of 173 and did a little geocaching. And, all you found was, people's crap.
Yeah, but they put a box and they'll put
box
like
an
army man or whatever.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
And so we put our own stuff in there. I think the dog pooped in one, and,
That's what I usually do.
Use condom.
Yeah, I don't have a dog, and I never wear a condom. But
So let me ask you, did this on purpose?
Yeah,
Oh.
I had the granddaughter, so
okay.
we trying to mix a little exercise and
I get it.
some
if you walk around,
treasure hunting.
If you walk around like in Pets or something, every once in a while you'll just look under a log and you'll see something they're stuffed under there.
Yeah, they have there's a map for all this stuff, and you have to.
Yeah, I don't know about that stuff.
It's use your
Can you use
GPS.
Yeah, the GPS.
Do you use the Pokemon app or no?
No, I don't. Yeah,
Does that still exist? Remember the big Pokemon craze? Where
Everybody
people
was downtown, like running around by
like,
the
walking
lakefront
around
and
like
the
this,
harbor.
walking into things.
Now it's called Riot Man.
Easy to find.
That game last summer was horrible.
What about yourself, Scott?
This past weekend, what did I do? Nothing special, really nothing. No, nothing really. I didn't do anything. Hung out. A quiet weekend. My wife had her second shot. She didn't feel too well, so I had 3 shots.
3 shots.
But yeah, whatever. So let's get this engine fired up.
All right.
Let's light this candle.
So tonight on the show, we got the beer of the week as usual. Where are they now? We have our debate. Not a debate. We're going to decide who's better, Justin Fields or Mac Jones. And whatever we decide, we'll go. The 49ers are listening. I guarantee they are.
They should be.
Also, the fan poll was favorite fast food item, and that'll be our snake draft too, such as an item off the menu. If everybody got that, I think you guys did, but I think most people did overall. MLB, we're gonna hop stop by possibly. Also, some random things we're gonna bring up, some random thoughts by the guys. But let's start off first tonight with a couple of things I saw this week. The first thing I saw is one of my favorite. The best Packer quarterback ever, my favorite one of all time, Brett Favre. And his quote was, "I know when I turn on a game, I want to watch a game. I want to watch players play and teams win, lose, or come from behind. I want to watch all the important parts of the game, not what's going on outside the game." And I think the general fan feels the same way. It's Brett Favre on politics and sports via the Andrew Clavin Show. So Brett Favre came out and one of those ads, he'll be canceled now. That says that sports should be sports, and you should do. Basically, I think I'm going to go with. He believes that do your avocation outside the game, and when you're playing the game, do the game. So, I think we share the same feeling here overall. We agree with that overall. People should have a voice, but there's a time and place for the voice. I think. I believe. I don't know. I think a lot of us believe that and agree.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, I think. And I think I always try to separate even some of the crazy, stupid stuff that these guys do. I try to separate it anyway, and so I totally agree. Sports is a kind of a vacation, just kind of get away from some of the crap. And when they're throwing it in front of you, it's kind of annoying.
Yep,
Willie.
What?
Willie's back.
This guy.
That's right. Yeah, everybody's got their opinions, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Last time I saw Brett Favre, he was like on a commercial playing pickleball with Jerry Rice. Yeah.
That wasn't a commercial.
Was that real? Was that real?
Was at the home.
He was wearing the shit out of those Wranglers too, wasn't he?
Wranglers and Copperfit. That guy was wrapped in a Copperfit bodysuit.
Oh shit!
Does he do hot dog commercials too?
Not since breakfast.
Did you guys ever go out with one of those guys that's drinking, and you're like, oh, he's a cool guy. He's got 3 drinks in him. Now he's a fun guy. And then, at like 5, you're like, oh, one more. Like I was out with Jimmy Wright a couple weeks ago.
And I was out with Willie this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of making that point. I was working my way. I think Brett Favre's kind of like that with concussions. He's like right at the perfect level right now.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good. Maybe one more concussion.
He's not Jimmy Man good. He's not Jimmy Man yet. He's Brett Favre.
Yeah, I mean he's got like 6 or 7. He's perfect right now.
Yeah.
One more hit in the head with a pickleball, he might go south, right?
Just a fly hits him like on a motorcycle.
So the intro to the show tonight, we're in the basement. Alex Smith, after being comeback player of the year last year, did retire from the game of football. Almost lost his leg, as if you didn't see the E60 on that. It's incredible. Watch it. Crazy what he went through, and my hat's off to the guy who actually went back on the NFL field and played in the sport that pretty much every player getting pretty much hit or knocked down. So Alex Smith had a good career. He will always be known as a guy taken before Aaron Rodgers, obviously. And so any thoughts on Alex Smith and his career and how it kind of anybody on that?
Well, I saw a little quote from Patrick Mahomes today. He said that he really helped him become the quarterback that he is today because, this guy would talk to him and would help him out, where a lot of these quarterbacks are in this situation. They're just like, figure it out, kid. I had to figure it out and don't want to help, but this guy was there trying to help him every way. And he knew that Smith knew this guy was going to take over for him, So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Well, I think just going back to our last topic, this is more of what I'd like to talk about. Instead of talking about all the BS, surrounding the sport these days, Alex Smith is an inspiration. To every human being walking the earth right now. For him to come back from something like that And like what Willie just said about Patrick Mahomes and being a mentor and all that great stuff. I mean, it's a great story. It really is.
I'm glad he made the decision because you would have hate to see something happen to him again. Where
I agree.
But I also like that he did make the comeback because that's just so inspirational for people that have, something that they have to overcome in their life. And I mean, go ahead.
Did you watch the E60?
I didn't.
You didn't watch this?
Yeah.
So, Scott, you saw it, right? The part, he said, what really made me go was when that guy put that football back in my hands. He goes, I wanted nothing to do. He goes, I wasn't sure what I was going to do here, but once he put that ball back in my hands, I felt it in there, in my hands. He goes, I've got to go. They're going to hit me. That's what she said.
No, it's too serious of a topic.
But yeah, I mean, and it really inspired him.
It was a tender moment.
Yeah.
I mean, how inspirational is that compared to hearing Kevin Durant just say, I just play, and
exactly.
And you hear this guy, he got a football back in his hands, and he goes, even on my, broken wheel here, I'm going to go back out there.
Right.
Taking a risk of, being in a wheelchair the rest of your life just for the game, for the love of the game.
Right.
And going back to a team that
is not going to win. I mean,
probably knew they were going to win a Super Bowl. There was a chance they weren't going to be the Super Bowl team.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, he always got that rap where he was drafted ahead of Rodgers. They were neck and neck up until the draft. Nobody really knew. But I mean, he had a great career.
Well, nobody
Not
remember.
a great
No,
career,
remember.
but he had a really good
He
career.
was an incredible college quarterback.
Oh, yeah. He
Utah,
was worthy of the
He
first
was one of
pick.
the first dual-threat quarterbacks that really did it like that. I mean, not first, but a guy that actually went to the pros. And actually, he was kind of understudied everybody. He was the guy that made San Fran good, and at the last second, Kaepernick took his job. And then same with KC. And Mahomes, I think, elevated him further than Smith did, but did Kaepernick go further than Smith? Did Kaepernick make the 49ers better than Smith would have? He might have. I'm not going to say he didn't because of his legs and the way he ran, but passing-wise, Smith was better than Kaepernick, I think.
And
but Mahomes just a total package, obviously. We know that.
Alex Smith was started the NFC Championship game, and then the next year is when they benched him for Kaepernick.
You are correct. You are correct.
And he was. I mean, he had to have been at least a top 10 quarterback in the league at that time. That was a bold move. But I don't know.
I mean, in college too, he was a Heisman finalist.
He was legit.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and I don't think he was. The whole thing with Rodgers, I think Smith was actually worthy of the first pick. It's just the weird thing was that a lot of people thought Rodgers was like number 2, and then Rodgers fell all the way to 25. That was the weird thing about that pick, because I think Smith was. It was either them. They were like 1A and 1B.
Yeah, and it was just a strange draft. It really was.
Yeah.
It made no sense because a lot of teams needed quarterbacks at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think nowadays the quarterback would go number 1 and then whatever Rodgers was, 26 or 20?
No.
Well, it's
impossible.
It's all about perception. This could happen with our topic coming up.
Yeah.
It could. Could Mac Jones or Justin Fields fall to 22 and be this good?
But 9 quarterbacks are going to be drafted in.
Yeah,
doing that.
but he was talking about the trend now with teams are
They're
desperate.
going to pick
Yeah.
5 or 6
Yeah.
quarterbacks.
Yeah. It was just a weird. Well, and they've done it with at quarterbacks, but even back with Peterson and Randy Moss, guys like that came out of college were just monsters. Nobody, I don't know. And ironically, both ended up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So you think Minnesota did the trifecta and took Aaron Rodgers too? Because we're going to grab these guys. But you know what I'm saying, though. You think about it. I mean, it's weird.
Our teams, are they desperate or are they not patient?
Well,
think about this.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both right now.
Think about this. We're used to now, back when I was a kid, you ordered something, it took 4 to 6 weeks to get, Now we're like, if you order by 9 o'clock tonight, you'll have it tomorrow morning or, from Amazon. So I think people have that type of mentality. They want everything fixed now.
Well, and this offseason has shown that a lot of teams are positioning to draft quarterbacks. There is not going to, they're all going to be taken, like Ed said, all the 5 major ones, and there's 3 or 4 other ones that are going to be taken possibly in the first 2 rounds. You might have 8, 6 to 8 quarterbacks taken. So we'll see.
It could have been that year too with Rodgers. More teams felt comfortable with what they had at quarterback. But I mean,
It's just a different trend, and I think they're realizing if you have a quarterback that can, the next, say, Tua or whatever, you're going to have him for 4 years at a low rate. You take your chances. And you can spend that money elsewhere.
Oh, that's true because they used to get the big contracts then,
right? Yeah,
in the first round.
Yeah.
Now they don't really.
Well,
have
it's tiered.
It's
tiered, but it used to be.
The
Was
first
a big,
pick gets this much. Second pick it goes down. You're gonna make the first pick makes good money. The top they make good money.
But am I
Don't get
right?
me
When
wrong.
Alex Smith got drafted, it was still the big.
I think it was
a
just
lot
the
of times
payday.
the
I
rookies
believe it
got
might
the
have
big
been, yeah.
payday at first.
And like we
pick
talked about
one.
before, obviously we all have had our conversations about Rodgers is probably one of the greatest of all time. He'd be in the conversation at all times, but sometimes the off-the-field attitude is a little different than people. It rubs people the wrong way. Now, before he gets to the pros, you call your buddy at California and go, hey, what about this Aaron Rodgers guy? Yeah, good quarterback, but he's kind of a jackass.
He sits around watching Jeopardy all day.
I know, but what I'm saying, but,
What a weirdo.
but you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. This
Yeah.
guy, and of course, 20 teams are like, oh, well, and it could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. I mean, maybe just they passed on him. I don't know, but it was
I don't
really
know what they
strange.
were-
A guy, a generational talent like that, just kind of went by. And I mean, I'm not going to get in the argument. Tom Brady did the same thing with him. He went and nobody. I mean, but he's more of a mental quarterback.
Yeah, but
not a physical
where
quarterback.
did
Aaron
they-
Rodgers is both.
Where did they miss on Rodgers, though, if you think about
Well,
it?
look at
He could move-
Marino. Marino was a perfect example too. Remember Marino, but he had the drug issue.
Yeah.
So, and he was the last guy taken out of Jim Kelly, great quarterback, Ken O'Brien.
There was four quarterback.
Todd Blackledge.
Todd Blackledge,
So
yeah.
those were the three
four.
taken before him. Remember,
I thought there was 4. Elway was taken that year too. It was Elway, Blackledge. Sorry,
was Elway that year?
Elway was number
Was the
one.
yards that year where he went back though?
Elway was
Because
number
he got
one.
drafted and went back. Then he quit, but it doesn't matter. He was drafted though that year.
And he get drafted by Indy.
They were in that same. That's an E60 I did watch.
Yeah, he was drafted by Indy, and then he went back in the draft. The next year, the Broncos got him.
No, he didn't. He threatened to.
Oh, and
He
then
never did. He stayed in the draft. He threatened to go play ball with the Yankees.
yeah, the Yankees.
Yes.
Yeah,
but he stayed in the draft. They were drafted in '83.
83.
yeah, 83. Okay.
Yeah, so they all were. It was Marino.
So
was
Marino was the last one,
Marino was the 5th, right? Because it was Kelly,
and he was late 20s, I think.
Yeah.
somewhere in the 20s.
26. Like
Again-
kind of like Rodgers.
But there were three other guys taken. They were
Other
all
than
at
Blackledge, I mean, even Kenny O'Brien was decent.
Ken O'Brien was good.
Kelly was in that.
Yeah, Kelly was Hall of
Kelly's great.
Famer.
I mean,
Elway Hall of
Elway's
Famer. Marino Hall of Famer.
So I mean, that's a pretty good crop.
Yeah.
Are you looking it up right now, Willie?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it. Yeah.
And you look what was in that draft too. It's at that time too. Maybe people were going with best need and linemen, and who know? I don't know. Like I said, 20 teams did not have quarterbacks already. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Or 26 or whatever it was.
It's
or
just
23 it'd be.
We should. I mean, that'd be an interesting show. I think to go through some of the picks that were taken before Rodgers, it would be like a 5-hour show if we did the ones before Brady.
Yeah.
Like if we and break down each guy. Okay, the 197th pick that year was Joe Smith.
Good basketball player. Terrible football player.
Great basketball player. Should have stuck with it.
He works at Culver's now.
Mike Wilson was 195.
Okay, so we'll move off that for a minute.
Long snapper.
So Alex
Snapper.
Smith, and pop that up there. There's Alex looking good.
Yeah, he's a stud.
So the next topic I want to bring up, and it was kind of a neat thing that happened last night. If you're watching the Cubs game at all, and I watched part of it, did anybody see this part of the game right here? So obviously it's nice to see you having fun. Rizzo, great having fun down by 10 runs, but whatever. But anyway, so this is a pickle between third and third base. Rizzo went on to cover a pickle. Freddie got caught in a pickle going back to second. And as this is going on, Rizzo was mic'd up. And as he catches the ball at third to chase him down, Rizzo's yelling, "Hey, Frederick! And he's chasing him behind him, and he flips the bias, tags him out, and he gets up there laughing, and then you hear Rizzo in the dugout going, "I was yelling, 'Hey, Frederick!' the whole time he was running," and it was kind of funny. You got to check it out. It was pretty good. Nice to see having a good time in the sport. Although the Cubs once again thought they got it back on Saturday, and it all went away on Sunday.
Are we going to have a day eventually here where we start talking about the Cubs selling off?
That's going to come up tonight.
Their dynasty.
I have that on topic tonight.
Okay, because we talked about that at work already.
Yep, it's going to come up tonight. So yes.
I wouldn't know because I have the same beef with the Marquee Network, and I'm wondering if Mickey Mouse will be the phone call. Yeah.
I think he said, translation, if you're not a cheapskate, you get the better package. That's what he just said. Spend $3
That's what
extra a
she
month.
said.
Did you say package?
The better package.
The better package, yeah. And see, it's not.
That's what she said.
Too late.
messed
I
up.
can make it work.
Yeah, edit.
And they, you talked about him being mic'd up on ESPN last night. There was people talking that these regional, shows should start, doing that, like Fox Sports and Marquee should start miking up a player.
Yeah.
You don't do it all the time because it gets old then, but every once in a while, if you got a game where it might be interesting when the Cubs play the White Sox to see if there's any.
Willie, don't rub it in because Eric can't watch that stuff.
That's right.
Rizzo.
You can go to a bar.
Yeah.
Damn it, the
Or
hell.
just come over here.
You go to Summers. Oh,
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
soon.
No.
Rizzo's he's a good guy to have mic'd up. He's a pretty funny guy,
Right.
and he's pretty calm under pressure, and
He's been there, done that.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's interesting to listen to actually.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the cool moment last night. I thought from the only cool moment from the Cubs game.
What was the
last night.
final? Was it same as the
13-4, I believe.
same as the day
13-4,
before?
yeah.
Something
The
like
flip of the day before, right?
yeah,
it was 13-4
yeah,
Cubs.
So good job, Cubs. Way to stay
Yeah, I
hot.
actually was able to listen to that one on the radio.
Well, wait till they make you start paying for that.
Yeah, 670.
You just got to get the MLB.
Yeah,
Thing.
I'm not ready for all that. That's a huge commitment.
You can listen to every game then.
Oh, I had MLB
I know you did.
for about one day.
You should have sold it to him.
Did you get cured? You must have got the vaccine.
Milky lactated what?
So I saw this on a website, and I want to ask you guys a question. And think about it now. When I say this, I know the obvious answer when you see this, like, but whose career would you rather have? Okay, Julian Edelman or Calvin Johnson?
Edelman.
It was interesting because I'm like, Calvin. Let me
No.
think here.
Edelman.
It's tough. I mean,
Well, I know Edelman's banged some cheerleaders and stuff. Are we talking about that or actual football stats?
football. We're
You
doing.
don't think Calvin Johnson has?
Hey, but it has to play into it a little bit.
You never know. Maybe Calvin Johnson's a gentleman, and he was like,
Was he selling like marijuana, right?
Yeah, that's a new gig.
yeah,
Was it? No, it wasn't him. It was another
Oh.
Lion.
Okay.
Oh, maybe it was Calvin.
I think
Johnson. Yeah, maybe
it's
it was.
Calvin.
how many years did Calvin play? It was only like 7 or something, wasn't it?
Nah, Willie, look it up on your little device there. How long did Calvin Johnson play? If you don't mind.
While you're looking, I'm going to answer. I think Calvin Johnson is probably at least the top 5, 6 greatest receivers of all time.
Didn't he have a great nickname too?
Megatron.
Yeah, so you got to. I'm going Calvin Johnson just for the nickname.
I think Julian Edelman. How many Super Bowl rings? Does he have 4 or 3? What does he have?
3, I thought.
3.
3-time Super Bowl champion. And he was a Super Bowl MVP also.
So I get that, but to be considered one of the greatest receivers, I think I'd rather have Calvin Johnson's career.
I said Calvin Johnson for the nickname.
Megatron.
If you got a nickname that people can immediately reference you,
Well, Eric was calling Edelman Analman last week. So
Yeah. Well, that's
9
just 'cause
years.
we've known each other for a while.
9 years
9 years, and how many
wins.
playoff games did he have?
Oh, I'm guessing.
did he have 1 or none?
2.
2.
2 losses, right?
So he was retired at
Yeah.
30, 31 years old, probably.
Yeah, he retired early.
And how many
How many
playoff games did
concussions?
Edelman have?
Well, he's second to Jerry Rice in numbers, so he's had to have a lot. I'm gonna guess this.
Yeah, I saw those numbers. That's just incredible. His playoff.
His regular season numbers don't match up, but
Yeah.
his playoff numbers, and when you play in a lot of games, obviously,
Yeah.
not
What about
his-
you? What's your answer?
I'm kind of on the fence. I mean,
Anelman.
I'm.
You'd love to win a Super Bowl.
I mean, if I was
though.
Willie, I would have probably answered Calvin Johnson because he's played for my favorite team, being the Lions. But that's just a tough situation. I mean, he played with a good quarterback. Stafford's a good quarterback, and they had a good connection, but they were never. He never had a chance to really get to that point. I think that's part of the reason he might have retired. I know he had some problems at the end, but I think when you see there's no way I'm going to win something ever, and this team isn't going to. And maybe, but I know he was beat up, and I don't think he's the Barry Sanders type guy where he wanted to be traded. But
Did he get to play with Barry
Man.
Sanders?
No.
But winning,
then it's not
just
important.
being a champion sometimes, and this is kind of the Kevin Durant dilemma. Do you want to be great at your position, or want to be a winner at your position? I think Edelman was very good and a winner at his position. When I first saw him, I'm like, well, that's a stupid question. I'm like, well, not. And actually, I was leaning toward Calvin Johnson. I just got to lean on Edelman just a little bit because what he's had in the playoffs, success in the playoffs. And he got to play with one,
Yeah.
and he's going to play with a Hall of Fame, one of the greatest quarterbacks. He got to play with Tom Brady, one of the greatest ever.
Yeah.
And not that Matthew Stafford is probably a Hall of Famer also with his numbers. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame most likely. I mean, one of the only pass for over 5,000 yards. How many years in a row was it? Willie, like 5-6 years in a row, 5,000 yards or 4.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the only to do that, which different age. Most quarterbacks didn't do that. So, but whatever. I mean, I go Anelman. Anelman.
The debate I saw recently with Anelman was that if he's a Hall of
that's a good nickname. I'm changing mine from Megatron to Anelman.
if he's a Hall of Famer, like, because people are debating, is he a Hall of Famer? And like the one name that comes up is Hines Ward, not a Hall of Famer. Hines Ward was better than Julian as a receiver.
I think they're the same guy.
I think they are.
I do. Just different. Just Edelman was never a number one. He was a slot guy.
Yeah.
He was always a slot guy, which is different. When he was there, remember, and I thought about this today, too, when I saw it. I mean, remember when he was there, he had Wes Welker with him a little bit, and he was the young guy. And then he had Amendola there a little bit with him, too. Mm-hmm. So he shared a little bit, and Hines Ward was a good receiver. Hines Ward
awesome
might
receiver.
be one of the toughest SOBs to play receiver ever, hands down. The way
Great
he hit people in
blocker,
play. Yes,
great
he played the
blocker,
game like you needed to play to win games.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a Steeler. If you want to define Steeler, he was a Steeler.
He's
That's
what the
he
definition of Hall of Famer is, really, in a lot of ways.
And I like Hines Ward. I think
put them both in.
he actually threw a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So
yeah, put them both in.
Yeah,
put Edelman. You put Edelman. I could say his name right.
You can put him in the different room, No.
There's some guy. I'll tell you what.
But if you talk about rooms,
the broom closet.
Yeah.
But you talk about there's rooms for.
This is the Willie closet. There's Anelman and Hines Ward.
Yeah. You got a problem with that?
I mean, you can't put him in a different room.
You know who would be in that room with him?
Although,
friend of the show, Jay Cutler.
Yeah. You guys have been there, right?
Yeah.
In the closet at the Hall of Fame?
No, just that the room.
Yeah.
There is running out of space.
Yeah.
It's at the end.
They'll make it bigger.
That's what she said.
Next question.
So there is a stat I saw that we talk about friend of the show, Jay Cutler. He actually has more passing yards than Kurt Warner, Troy Aikman, and Steve Young in his career.
Hall of Famer GOAT.
Yep, he's in.
Done.
Put him in.
Smoking Jay.
Build a new room.
How many of those guys have chickens?
Yes.
This
goats.
is the Jay Cutler wing of the Hall of Fame.
Chickens, goats.
Watch out for the chicken shit. So,
Kevin Rash is asking, where is Ed's Hawaiian shirt?
Yeah, we talked about that during the week, and it was too cold tonight.
We should
We're
do a
looking at
show.
snow.
He didn't want to be nipping through it. So
We should do a show where we all wear them.
how about we wear lays too,
Oh,
and grass skirts?
we could get laid.
Yeah.
Well,
And Hop said you shouldn't have dropped it.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. I'm confused. Okay.
he'll let us know in a minute.
So
He's typing it right now.
So let's go on to our topic that we brought up last week, and we want to kind of not a debate, but what we think about these two guys, and we'll go around or whatever. So NFL draft on its way, and the debate for the last few weeks has been Mac Jones or Justin Fields. So these two guys, obviously, Justin Fields, Ohio State, Mac Jones, Alabama, two very successful programs in the last 20 years, whatever. What do you guys think about this debate? I'll let you guys go first on this. Willie, what is your feeling on the debate between Jones and Fields?
Well, to be, smug about it, you got 2 DUIs versus 0 DUIs. But aside of that, they're both very accurate quarterbacks, right? Given.
I thought Willie would have judged by DUIs.
Well, hey, it is a stat.
Sorry, I was
There'll be a room for that at the Hall of Fame, too.
The Jay Cutler
the bar,
wing.
the basement bar.
That'll be called the Lawrence Taylor Room.
Sorry, it took me.
The LT Lounge.
That one's a little different, actually.
Oh my god.
The Joe Namath wing.
Can I kiss you?
Joe Willie.
I want to kiss you.
Okay, so
Anywho, go ahead.
But
Will.
hey, there's a stat here I see. So Jones threw an interception every 89.3 passes, right? And then it looks like Fields threw at least one pick in every game.
Gunslinger,
yeah. So Fields turned it over once every 32 passes. So I mean, accuracy. But you got to think about. I guess they both had really good wide receivers at both. At the time. I mean, Mac Jones lost Waddle for most of the season. Right?
Yeah, but the other receiver at Bama was
heavy.
Awesome.
incredible. Heisman Trophy winner.
But I think the other thing you got to think about is sacks taken. You look at Fields is much more elusive than Mac Jones. So, Jones is he's a pocket guy, right? So Fields is
Definitely
running for his life if he has to. But
Yeah, those pot guys can't win Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Statue.
I'm just kidding, Willie.
Well, but you go back and you think about, just go back and talk about Mahomes. He was average because he didn't have a line because they were all injured, right?
What were we talking about? I'm sorry.
Mahomes. I'm just going back
yeah.
there. We're talking about pocket.
Yeah.
And you go back there, and it really comes down to, I mean, for both these guys, what kind of line they're going to be behind.
But Mahomes' elusiveness couldn't save him that night.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to
how
have
good he is.
Some resemblance of the line to win the NFL.
Right,
Obviously.
yeah,
Super Bowl teams don't go in there and go, well, we got here because the quarterback can run around. It doesn't happen.
Right. It makes you from an average quarterback, for the night,
Yeah, you're right.
to being a superstar.
Yeah.
Look at Mahomes. No one thought that was going to happen.
No.
And basically it was because of line play. So, but who do I like out of those two?
That was the question.
I know. I'm going to go with the stats. I'm going to go with Mac Jones because he leads in all categories. DUIs too.
That's really.
Boy, he likes to party.
He's got that stat weighted.
Eric.
Well, if I'm an NFL scout, I mean, the names that stick out in my head: Troy Smith, Dwayne Haskins, Cardale Jones, Terrell Pryor, J.T. Barrett, and Braxton Miller. All very highly successful OSU quarterbacks that never did anything in the NFL. With that being said, though, Fields, Fields, I think he gets a little reputation of being elusive and a dual threat, but he's, like you said, very accurate. The playbook at OSU is pretty. There's a lot there, and he did have to go through his progressions, and he in multiple looks. I mean, so could he potentially be kind of a Rodgers-like player? Mac Jones is your field general. He's going to manage the game for you. He's a pocket passer. Obviously, we saw in the national championship, he's got a good head on him, and he made the right plays, and he made good decisions. Although you just brought it up that he threw an interception almost every game. But, we talk about that, right? We talk about that with Roger. We talked about the Rodgers-Brady debate. You take chances. You got to take chances. You got to be okay with taking those chances. So Mac Jones maybe – taking those risks kind of a little bit Favre-like is a good thing. I think this is a tough debate, really. I might go with, I kind of lean towards Fields because he's a better athlete and you have more options. And it's, I think more so than these other quarterbacks I just named, Buckeye quarterbacks, he did go through his progressions. He did have multiple looks. He did make good decisions on the field. And so he could be more Mahomes-like than anything. So it's a tough one, but I don't know. Is it the 49ers? Are we talking this is the 49ers pick?
Well, now they're saying because number 2 is the Jets, correct?
Right.
And they're saying they were going to take Zach Wilson. Now they're saying don't be so sure of it. So maybe they want Justin.
Is San Fran 3?
Yes, they traded up for that pick.
Now, the other thing is the history with Shanahan. And hopefully I'm not stealing anybody's thunder, but Shanahan kind of coaching like the Matt Ryans of the world and the Cousins. And those guys more of the field general. I mean, they can move a little bit, but their tendency might be to go with Mac Jones. It's too tough. If it's like a 51-49% thing to me, and I would probably take Fields. Ed,
okay,
Mac Jones.
Done.
Oh, you want me to elaborate?
Yes, please.
Oh, jeez. Well, I saw the national championship game. Mm-hmm. He looked.
Did you really?
It's a big game. No different than Deshaun Watson a few years ago. You see those guys in those big games, and they make all the plays. They beat an excellent opponent pretty handily. I mean, he had a lot more talent, no doubt, but I don't know. He looked pretty good out there. If he ends up in the right place, like you said, with Shanahan or... Is that Willie?
Holy cow.
It came out of me, dude.
Holy cow.
This is going to come out of my butt.
That's better than anything I said. I forget. Yeah, so if he ends up in the right place, if he ends up with Shanahan or he ends up with... I'm trying to think of who else he could end up with there. Where it could work pretty good.
What's second pick?
The Jets.
Jets.
Yeah, you don't want to end up there. But, yeah, I mean, I like Mac Jones. They're both good. I mean, there's no doubt.
Well, I've read some articles this week, and the one that kind of stuck out to me, the one right here, is this guy, I think, he says an easy choice. He goes, the whole situation Fields surpasses Jones in virtually every area. It is okay to acknowledge Jones for what he is or isn't. Then he goes on to say this. He's a hyper-accurate quarterback.
I hate to be that.
Okay. He won't make many mistakes and turn the ball over, and as it stands right now, his ability to generate big plays is more dependent on his receivers and their own zonal ability. I get that, I understand that, but Aaron Rodgers had Devontae Adams, had Jordy Nelson. It's not like he had some scrubs. Tom Brady has had Randy Moss. We talked about everybody has a little good receiver that plays, but every guy that has good numbers has good quarterbacks. Teams that struggle, like the Jets, they didn't have good receivers. Maybe that wasn't all Sam Darnold's fault. So
right.
If Mac Jones gets stuck on a team that has nothing, what do you think is going to happen? I don't know. You're supposed to build around these guys, I'm guessing. Now, the one thing that Eric made a good point about Ohio State and the quarterback lineage and all that, but Alabama's the same way. There's not much that came from Alabama. I mean, last year is Namath, could we say? Yeah. Would that be fair to everybody?
A.J. McCarron.
A.J. McCarron. Man, his girlfriend's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Brent Musburg, good for you.
Yeah. And the mom, who was it, his mom or the, yeah, it was his mom.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So the draft grades this year, Willie just showed me this out of last year. Mac Jones is the highest, and Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Spencer Rattler, and Grayson McCall, who's from Coastal Carolina. So if you, and that's kind of, and in college football, I kind of have to go to, it's kind of skewed that because you're playing, Alabama is playing, start the year, they play a little weaker competition, they're getting numbers, and then they're in the year, and if you compare Ohio State and Alabama's schedule, and I'm not knocking the Big Ten, I'm not knocking either division, but it seems like every week Alabama plays, they're playing a game that is like a playoff game for them 3-4 times a year. This year, the Big Ten, I mean, Michigan, Wisconsin was good, but then they fell off. Indiana had a surprisingly good year, but I mean, besides those two teams, I mean, and besides Indiana, there wasn't really a lot of it had to do with COVID. It wasn't just it was just a weird year. It's just hard, and maybe that's Ohio State. Maybe that's the thing with Ohio State. Maybe the competition is, it looks good on paper, and then when it gets to the big lights, and it's a couple guys have commented, and the one thing that John Zarnecki, wing, has brought up, and this might be what you don't hear about. Justin Fields, he put Justin Fields as a terrible work ethic. Okay, and the NFL it's a locker room mentality. If teams find something out about something, when you start talking, we like this guy better, they're not going to tell you why. They're not going to go, well, they're getting NFL. These teams are getting slammed on for overlooking Fields for Mac Jones, because Mac Jones, they're like, well, he's just a better athlete. Why you like him better and blah blah blah, and it's not going to come out and go, well, he doesn't want to read the playbook. Yeah, they're not going to come out and do that to the kid, because that's let them find it out themselves. The old Trubisky thing. Yeah, you're not going to tell people this. It's not. It's your teams to figure out, and we'll see. I mean, I agree with Eric to a point that Justin Fields is very athletic and can do a lot of things, but Henry Burris was athletic too. I mean, there's a lot. You named all the Dwayne Haskins.
Some of these guys.
Dwayne Haskins is a perfect. How about Jamarcus Russell?
Yeah, I mean, he was number one overall.
I'll say, but you look at these guys, you can go down, and it's tough for me. And what I also read about Mac Jones is that he throws guys open. That is one of the things you hear all the time in the NFL. You need to be able to throw guys open, and that's a key. And when you can't throw guys open, when they go from, it depends on his receivers, and then say they throw people open. Well, it's got to be one or the other. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's throwing some bad balls, and his receivers bailed him out, but it happens in every level. Your receiver bails you out a lot, because that's why they're an NFL or high-quality college receivers.
Yeah, and he had the best receiver in all of America
he did,
last year.
Obviously. And
so that skews it. It makes it more cloudier for us to figure this out. He did look great. Mac Jones looked great in that national championship game. My wife's not listening. I was rooting for him and them because he seemed to have it figured out. He was a great presence in the pocket. He seemed like that field general. Kind of, hey, this is my team. I'm going to win this game. I'm going to do better than the other guy on the other side of the field.
Yep. And it's almost like he knew. It's almost the way he played the game. And Justin Fields obviously was playing against. They were a better team than Ohio State, hands down. They were. They just showed on the field that night. But Mac Jones went out there. It was almost for him. He knew the way I have to play great in this game because I want to get drafted high. because before that, Mac Jones was, he was going to be drafted. They talked about first round probably.
Yeah.
But then he all of a sudden shot up to this, top 3, top 5. I mean, they started talking about him after that game. So, and Ohio State's defense was no slouch. They were a good defense. They were solid. I don't think as good as Alabama's, but they were good, or as Clemson. But they did that week before. He did make Clemson look silly, Justin Fields.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to remember that, too. It's just – and who did Alabama play the week before? Who was the Final Four? I can't remember the other team. Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another team that looked good, defensively was, so for me, man, it's so hard. It's just so hard because none of these guys have the look of the guys you have now to look at, like a Patrick Mahomes, like a Rodgers. None of these guys looked like that on tape. I don't believe. They have all their own things. But when you're telling me on paper a guy can throw guys open and is hyper accurate, I want that guy. That's who I want. And if you can get the receiver, find him open, you don't have to be able to run. But it's going to be I will say Mac Jones and not sliding Justin Fields, because I'm a Bear fan. If the Bears got Justin Fields, I wouldn't be upset. I'd be like, well, let's see what happens. I'm not going to go, I wish they would have took Mac Jones. But if it's not my team, it's interesting. But Bob Pettit did right here. The one guy that's getting slighted in all this is Trey Lance. We're going to see. Trey Lance is, and remember, Mac Jones is 23. He's the oldest of the two guys we're talking about. Justin Fields is 22, and Trey Lance is only 21. So we're talking about 3 age and quarterback position, as we're seeing the age really. If you're good at the game, you can play a little longer than most normal NFL players. So, but I do think Trey Lance will have I don't know. Is he Justin Fields? Just not the biggest spotlight. I don't know. He's coming from he went to school, same place as Carson Wentz, correct? North Dakota?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So this team's going to have 2 quarterbacks drafted in the top 5 in the last 4 years, and it's a school you would never ever pick. So and Wentz was successful. We can't take it away from the guy. He was successful, and he still is we'll see this year, but I don't know. I will say Mac Jones if I got to pick one, but like I said, it's so hard because like I told you, Mel Kiper said, all these guys aren't going to be all-pro Hall of Fame guys. They're going to be maybe 1 or 2, if any.
Let me ask you this, Scott. If you're the 49ers, would you take a quarterback right there?
You have to now because you traded up for it. I think you have no choice. I really don't.
So
what you traded for that, you're trading quarterback property for that.
We just don't think Jimmy Garoppolo
and Zach.
is the answer.
Garoppolo's out of contract the next year. I think are going to be near the end, so they're going to trade him. But I think they're going to do the old Alex Smith thing to him. Garoppolo's going to play.
Find him a good trading place.
And then what happens is then move him the next year. And no offense, Garoppolo. I like Garoppolo, but he's just injured every year. Every single year. He can't play a whole year. And the one year he did play almost a whole year, look what happened.
Yeah.
They went to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, and their defense was great.
And he just managed the game, that year. He wasn't really trying to do much.
No, but he...
I mean, wasn't it the NFC... Was it the NFC Championship?
They ran for
game?
250 yards. He threw 13 times.
Yeah, 8 completions, I think.
Chris Klein threw out the Alabama quarterbacks, Namath, Starr, and Stabler.
All recent graduates.
Yeah, they were all.
Those guys were pretty good.
They're all.
Yeah.
That is a
There's only one living.
And the other guy we're not talking about either is Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson getting kind of thrown away, and I did see one clip of him that kind of just shows you kind of a glimmer of just he's rolling out to the right, and we were talking last week, but I think Eric brought this up. He's rolling out right and threw across his body to the left and hit a guy like it was a 60-yard throw down the seam and just hit the guy in stride across his body. But that's against nobody and just running around. I mean, that's a little different than having. I mean, but still, it's an impressive athletic play.
Yeah,
Brett Favre used to do that every week.
Didn't know who he was throwing to, but he would do it
on Vicodin.
Is Wilson dropping way down, or where people?
They're saying Zach Wilson's going 2. That's why this.
They really think Jets. Yeah, okay.
The Mac Jones debate is who's in it. What San Fran's
and where's Trey Lance getting pegged?
Trey Lance, they're saying it's going to be after. I mean,
pegged
in the team.
It'll be top 8 because I believe check the draft order.
How many quarterbacks in the top 8?
It's going to be obviously
and
Trevor
Rodgers
Lawrence
fell to 26.
And Trevor Lawrence. While we're talking about Trevor Lawrence, why I brought him up. A few weeks ago, was a report out that he don't want to play there. He doesn't want. He's looking to move, and don't believe the media.
I'd play there.
He donated a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, he just him and his wife has donated $20,000 to Jacksonville charities after the Jags fans gave them wedding gifts, and his wife put on Twitter, "Can't wait to be part of the community." So
Yeah.
I don't think the whole Trevor Lawrence thing. I think is just someone trying to write stuff to make him look. He don't want to be there.
Why would he not? Urban Meyer.
You know what?
I think,
This sounds crazy, but it could be someone out of one of the other quarterbacks' camps trying to scare him, so their quarterback can be number one. I don't know. I'm just
Fields.
saying.
I bet it's Fields.
Well, I'm
I
just saying.
like it.
So we got the draft order here, and it looks like we're going to have Jacksonville, the Jets, quarterback. 49ers, I'm going to guess quarterback. The Falcons,
Quarterback.
They're the trade spot. They're the spot people are going to fight for that number 4 spot. They've been talking about
You think
different
quarterback,
teams.
Willie?
The Bears,
I think the
different teams have
quarterback.
talked to that 4 spot to get a quarterback possibly. Depends who's there, though. If the quarterback that team doesn't want's not there, they're not going to move up to that spot. The Bengals, nah. The Dolphins are in a tough situation. If a Justin Fields falls to him or a Zach Wilson or do they say, well, we got to move on and we got to
Move on after 1 year.
or do you trade it away? Or you trade it away and move down and get more picks? Because Dolphins have a ton of picks next few years. And then you have the Lions, who could be in that sweet spot for Trey Lance or something like that.
Or Pitts.
Yeah. Well, no, they don't need Pitts.
They don't.
Who's going to be the first person, not a quarterback, coming off the board?
But think about all those guys. Who's
Is
a
it gonna be
can't
that
miss out
tackle?
of those guys? Who's a can't miss?
Oh, quarterback-wise?
No, I mean any.
Well, they're saying Trevor Lawrence and Kyle Pitts, the biggest thing.
Where's the receiver from Alabama? Was it Smith?
Yeah.
Well, Jalen Rugg.
No.
Jalen.
No, it's Devonta Smith.
Devonta Smith.
But there's another guy.
The
There's
Heisman
2 of them.
Trophy.
Yeah, he's going to be up
Waddle.
there. Waddle. They're both.
Waddle's a bigger guy, right?
Yeah, they're both going to be picked.
First rounders.
I believe so.
Yeah, I heard.
So who's going to be the first pick besides a quarterback? Is it going to be that tackle?
Sewell?
It's
Yes.
always
Yeah,
that
Sewell.
tackle.
Yep. Sewell.
Because he might be the best player in the draft, actually.
So-
Well, he's a left tackle too.
You got to think about that longevity,
yeah, I mean,
right?
Is that going to? I mean, that's more of a Dolphins? If they lucked out and got him to, then they don't have to go quarterback.
Yeah.
It's a lot of protection.
Yeah, and the Dolphins, like teams like that, may do that, and that might be the way they go. But they remember
the
because
Falcons though need something now too, don't they?
the Falcons need a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean-
and that's the thing too. Will it be surprised if Matt Ryan didn't get traded on trade? I don't know if they traded Matt Ryan and took a quarterback there. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's movable money wise. Bob Pettit says Jamar Chase is LSU's wide receiver, and he's also in the conversation too. I just think that it's going to be interesting. We'll have a lot to talk about before that draft, and we're going to hopefully be able to do our draft show this year again. So we'll
what
be
day
here
is that?
live for it. The
29.
2 weeks from tomorrow, this Thursday. So we'll hopefully be able to.
It's
do
on a Thursday.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm going out of town on Friday.
Yep. We'll be doing our draft show that night live. So we'll follow along with the draft with you guys. We'll do it live, face to face like this.
Yeah, make sure I can clear my schedule. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
there goes
Don't
two,
you,
two
isn't
Coop
that
games.
the Coop tournament?
Yeah. So that's coming up.
Or
So
geocaching?
So a little
Yeah,
bit,
there you go.
a little bit of a preview to a couple weeks. Tune into us on the Thursday at 9th, I think. What's today's date?
Oh, jeez, 16th or
16th?
19th.
19.
Look at read Adam's comment right
And we
there.
got, sup, guys? Calvin versus Elman. Elman got to see Brady drunk 3 times, worth being 5'10". Let's talk to hockey sometime.
How do we talk to hockey?
Adam played college hockey at
Davenport.
Went to see him play. Very good college hockey player.
Really? Okay.
We're going to have him on. He'll be our NHL
There you go.
expert for us.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we should start talking more hockey.
Yeah.
Can I watch hockey with a streaming service?
Well, Ovechkin's getting close.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to pass, what, is Marcel Dion?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
So?
that guy's a maniac. He should have. You'd think he would have been back to Russia by now, but he wants to break all these records
Marcel.
because they're paying good over there, man.
This isn't Russia. Is this Russia?
Is this China? Is this communist China? Oh, let's whatever. You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com. So a story from high school basketball this week. A high school girls basketball game erupts in a brawl as referee gets body slammed by a spectator. If you watch the video of it, what happened was there was a call in the game. The other team gets upset. They grab their bags and they leave. They're leaving the facility, quitting in the middle of the game because of a bad call. And someone walks up to the referee and starts recording him. And the referee slaps the phone out of the guy's hand, and then the whole place breaks out. And besides getting body slammed, one of the female players from this AAU team, which is, I'm guessing they were high school, so you're talking 15 to 17, probably 18. One of the girls is punching the ref while he's on the ground also. So pretty cool. So
Should be playing at a community college if lucky.
yeah, and they said this tournament said they'll never
California
be allowed.
Penal League.
They'll never be allowed to play at this tournament again. Well, I'm hoping that. And if you watch the video at first, I thought the ref actually like punched or took a swing at the guy standing there. I'm like, well, that's not good. But then it was just knocking the camera. I was saying, which still, it is what it is. But I don't know what they're trying to get.
Yeah, what are you trying to film in that situation?
And the guy making a guy look like a fool, I guess, because he made a bad call in a basketball game. It is what it is. It's a basketball game. It's not. I don't know. So what happened was, then the guy may have been a bad, but he doesn't deserve to get. I mean, he actually literally got picked up and thrown to the ground. I slapped. It was pretty vicious, but I don't know. It's just one of those things, man. We just I don't know, the bad calls.
Disaster.
The new world, man. You don't slap your kids when they're young. I'm telling you right now, the new world. Bad call. Let's pack our bags and leave.
Right. You don't like what happens, I'm going to take my ball and go home.
I like it. I do it like 3 times a week at work. Yeah, that's the way to go.
Unreal.
Adam says 6-year college degree, and I still can't form a sentence. Chris Klein says Patrick Marleau breaks Gordie Howe's games record play tonight.
Oh.
1787. So that's another record being
shit.
broken.
Thanks, Chris.
Holy
Thank you,
cow,
Chris.
Patrick Marleau's been around that long, huh?
Jesus. Long with the tooth, huh?
And Adam's selling himself short because he actually formed a sentence when he wrote that.
It's like the line in Better Off Dead, right? I've been in this high school for 7 years. I'm no dummy.
Charles Bucky again this week is becoming a friend of the show. Charles Bucky said, I'm always going to root against Brooklyn. I just don't like the way they put that team together.
I
So
agree.
that's all I'm going to say about him.
Love Charles Barkley.
So next up, let's talk about one thing before we take our break real quick. Take a quick break. We'll get hopping here hopefully, and then we'll move on. So don't leave us. But the first thing before we go, real quick, Bieber fever has struck, and not that kind of Bieber fever. I guess for now, this guy is doing what he can do. 60 strikeouts in his first 4 games. Yikes. First player in the modern era to do it. 60 strikeouts, 6 walks. And he is worth every penny he got for that, 1-year deal he got? Right? Just because he didn't want to fold. I mean, why wouldn't Cubs go grab this guy for 1 year? Man, pay the money. So, Bieber fever has struck. He is like I said, right now it looks like he's worth every penny of what he was paid.
So that's a lot of strikeouts, right?
That's 15 a game.
Yes.
That's and actually me and Scott have a joint team in a fantasy league, and we got a 2-start week with Bieber against us this week.
Oh, good.
So I think he had like 42 strikeouts or something. I don't know, something stupid.
Yeah, he did.
It was something stupid.
You're playing against him?
Yeah, so we and we also had Carlos Rondon
Against us?
and then to top it all off, German Marquez throws a 7-inning complete game, and we get screwed over in that deal too. We got killed.
A rough week.
It was a rough week. We had a Bieber 2-start week we matched up against.
My fantasies are usually really weak and rough. So.
Yeah, it's.
Let's do a Florida, Ohio before we go to break.
Oh yeah, nice.
My first one of the day. Florida, Ohio. The first one today is this fella. Looks friendly. This man was arrested for pouring ketchup on his sleeping girlfriend. The man was arrested for domestic battery charges for allegedly dousing his sleeping girlfriend with a bottle of ketchup because he thought she was having an affair. The police found her when they got to the house covered in ketchup. So that was his. Thing. Police said the woman woke up to the ketchup being poured on her by the defendant as the defendant was yelling at her, "That's what you get, bitch."
I hope they didn't use ketchup packets because there's a shortage on those right now.
Well, okay.
He was like, "Squeeze."
I was thinking.
And she just laid there. What are you doing?
I was thinking the glass bottle of Heinz 57 where you have to hit it the 57.
Knife in there.
It's just like, come on, bitch.
And he's telling the thing, quiet.
But I'm guessing it was the squeeze bottle.
So real quick.
By the look of that guy, it's not even Heinz. It's one of those off.
yeah, I was
it's
like,
It's Hunt's.
Well, can you tell us what brand it was?
That didn't say.
Is it
was
ketchup or catsup?
Was it Kroger?
Was it Roundy's?
Or was it Roundy's? Kroger. I'm going.
So what's your guess, Florida?
I'm going Kroger brand ketchup in Ohio.
I'm going Ohio.
I'm gonna go with Piggly Wiggly or no. What they have down in Florida there? I forget.
Publix. They have a
Publix. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna go with Florida.
Publix brand.
I like the Publix.
It happened in Pinellas Park, Florida.
Hey, look at that.
So
Man, what the
Pinellas Park,
hell?
Florida. Willie is the big winner.
Oh, ding, 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 ding.
You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. And some beer is good, beer is good.
Beer is definitely good. And this one, it's hard to think of this thing as a beer here because it's very, very fruity and juicy, much like Ed. And we've been drinking a lot of, we drink a lot of New Glarus beers and like sours and fruit type beers. Well, this one's an real old school beer. It's Lindemans is the brewery, and it existed since the 1800s. Lindemans, it's a Framboise, which is a raspberry lambic beer, and it's delicious, right? I mean, it's a dessert beer basically. But you guys got to hear this description on Untapped. So Untapped, which is an app, I don't know if you beer enthusiasts probably have this app if you drink a lot of beer. But I'm guessing this description was either written by a woman or a cross-dresser. So in the description, and wait for this, just this shit. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. I'll show you. The appearance of this exceptional beer is matched only by its taste. To make our framboise, we add raspberry juice to our lambic. That gives it a delicate fruity aroma and this beautiful dark pink color, just like the dress I wore to our cousin Willie's wedding. Again, I am not making this shit up. Look at the app. I will show you guys. It's right here. But that's of no interest to you since you undoubtedly don't know who Willie is. Well, we do. Framboise is served as an aperitif, but I also use it in cooking. And when I don't finish the bottle in my preparations, I finish it in my glass. So it's a very fruity beer, and it's kind of an ode to Willie. I mean, you know.
Yeah, the only problem with it is the ABV on it. The
ABV? Guys, are you ready for this? I mean, we're going to get hammered. 2.5 ABV with 12 IBU. So, like, there's nothing hoppy about it at all. It's nothing strong.
Ed, you don't have to worry about driving home.
It's a... MJ. This is to MJ. To MJ and Willie's cross-dressing friend here.
There you go.
Cheers. Beer of the
Cheers.
week.
Beer of the week.
Lindemans Framboise.
That is sweet.
Yeah, do you like it? Too
Yes.
sweet?
Yes, no, I like it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of French in there, though.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the French.
I know.
Even though it's from Belgium.
Yeah. The Framboise, that's French, but yeah. Yeah, just a wild yeasty beer, just kind of like some of those New Glarus ones we drink. This is kind of where it all stems
Wild
from.
and yeasty, my old high school girlfriend.
Hey, hello.
I know which one you're talking about, too.
We all knew her.
I smell bread.
She was a...
Yeah, baby.
He's all excited. Look at
Finally.
Okay, so let's talk a little MLB. We're gonna have a hot stove hop here with us. Here we go. It's time for hot stove hop. Hot stove hop. Hot stove hop. It's time. Hop, how's it going tonight?
Your wife's mad at you first
Why?
after your last comment.
Gross.
She's talking about the lambic.
You guys haven't been dating since high school, have you? Looks like I'm going to be in the doghouse now.
Yikes.
Ed, you have to knock before you come in now.
Oh, that is awesome.
I think we're gonna hijack this segment with that. No,
That's awesome.
it's early in the season. What are we? 3 weeks in now? 2.5, 3 weeks in. Everybody's got about 20 games in, except the Mets. Their bullpen still sucks. They can't close out games. Did you guys get a chance to watch any of the Dodgers-Padres series?
I watched a little bit, not too much, a couple innings of it, not too much though.
Anybody else?
It's the next great rivalry.
I'll tell you, I watched about 20 innings over 3 days. It's going to be a good 16 games left.
That's good.
I would tell you, if you get a chance to watch it for early season series, and I saw they play again on Thursday too. It was so intense, and the pitching was great, the hitting was great, and they were just chirping at each other left and right, which is always fun. I think there were 2 bench clearing brawls.
Oh, at least they do it.
Yeah.
In baseball, bench clearing brawl is just a bunch of just yelling at each other and pushing each other, right, Ed?
A lot of slapping. Tickle.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in one where actually punches were thrown.
No, it's been a while. Like Darryl Strawberry going into the Orioles dugout when he was a Yankee, or Amir Garrett when he tried to take on the entire Pirates team.
I threw a bat at a guy one time.
Did he catch it?
Oh, no, he jumped it.
I was a pitcher. I threw baseballs at guys.
Yeah, that's how that started. I was at bat.
Shocking. I'm going to steal one.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Scott.
So we talked about a couple things before you got on. You might have been listening with the Bieber fever thing. Just an incredible start for him. And then I stole something. What did I steal from you? I can't remember what I said earlier. What did I steal? If you want to talk about it, go ahead.
I want to get you guys' take on the Cubs with which of those guys you want back. You guys are talking about the sell-off, but do you want any of them back? Do you want none of them back? And I'm talking about the big 3, Baez, Bryant, and Rizzo. And I know we're early in the season, but I heard a stat today that Baez has struck out 27 times and walked 1 time.
Yeah, he is. They said he is missing 62% of the fastballs he sees, and that's not a good major league stat. That's pretty.
Not when you want to re-sign a guy for $150 million.
And not when after you saw Tatis's deal and you sent out a tweet that said, "Oh, good, it sets the market" or something. Your Baez said, "Not for you right now. You're not Tatis."
Yeah, and supposedly he turned down 180 or something in the off season.
I heard between 150 and 180. So take it for what it's worth between what the team leaked and what his agent probably leaked out.
Yeah, he should have. He should have just took that and invested it in Bitcoin, and he would have been,
or
retired by
doggy
now.
coin,
Doji or whatever,
Dogi coin, whatever it's called, or doggy biscuits.
Well,
don't take us back to the fantasy baseball draft.
So, Hop, I don't know what you're talking about because I don't have the Marquee Network, and the only game. hold on. The only game I listened to so far on the radio was Saturday. Yeah. And Baez and Bryant were on fire though on Saturday.
Oh, good, on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they won
on
Saturday.
You could pick the day they were on fire. That's pretty sad. They were on fire on Saturday.
That's what I'm saying. I know what you guys are talking about, but that's the only game I really have much experience on this year.
I mean, Contreras was on fire on Saturday. Didn't he hit 2 bombs too?
He's solid.
Baez hit a bomb. Bryant hit a bomb. Yeah.
Do the Cubs even have a clutch hitter since like Addison Russell left? I mean, I don't think they've even had one clutch hit since then.
Yeah, I don't know. The last clutch of the day was Game 7 against Devin Zobrist. Actually, we all forget after him.
Oh, Bodie.
No.
Oh, we were there for that.
No, but after him, who had the big hit in the World Series, I got the extra one for him, the catcher, Montero.
Montero.
No, everybody forgets about him. Yep. But I'm sorry, Bodie was a big one, too.
Yeah, but there's been very few. That team is not – they tense up under pressure, man.
Well, I got a question here. Anthony, how do you say his name, the batting coach for him? Iapoce?
Yeah. Yep.
Iapoce? What do you think he is?
Benchwarmers hot seat.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's any team that isn't hitting, first person to go is the hitting coach. Any team that isn't pitching well, first person to go is the pitching coach. Then the manager goes. They try and change it that way.
You know, I thought about this the other day, and I really do. I do like Dara Ross, but I don't know. I don't think he's doing a great job personally. And it's not anything to do with. I don't blame winning or losing on him, but I mean, it was a situation against the Brewers, and he brought in Kimbrel to get him to the extra innings, and then the extra innings they lost because their bullpen's crappy. So you wasted Kimbrel for a situation that you didn't win the game anyway. I mean, I've seen other teams do it. The Brewers do it all the time with Hader, but they have the luxury of Devin Williams. So, I mean, there's a different and top to bottom, the pitching staff of the Brewers is just a little better, probably a lot better than the Cubs right now, to be honest. And I did put that up there. I don't know if you see it. I put the Brewers in there too. I mean, with the Brewers, and I'm going to talk about the Brewers in the area too. Are they going to be in the same situation? I know it's early, but I mean, we thought it was going to be just a 3-dog race, and the Brewers would never really buy anybody unless you go back to CeCe Sabathia. We all know that. But the Cubs in the last couple of years, besides Chapman when they won the World Series, the buying thing has happened with the Cubs, even in contention. They do very little. I mean, they grabbed who was a good little hitter they got that is playing back with the Reds now. Hit pretty well from the end of the year that year. Maybe not the Reds. What's his name? He hit really well for the Cubs one of the years they made the playoffs. He hit really well. And they didn't sign him. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And they did those
not
small.
Little. He's a big dude. He just got suspended too.
I'm just saying little moves that like that. But the Cubs haven't made a splash since Chapman. It's like they were scared of it. I don't know. And everybody's blaming now. Everyone wants to listen to radio and they want to blame Theo Epstein for leaving the cupboard bare and blah blah blah. But the greatest question of all is that so would you trade the World Series to have the cupboard full right now? And I say no, not at all. I'm fine winning a World Series. They did what they had to do to win. And they sold their soul and they got what they had to get. And now they're kind of. And the problem is, yeah, you brought up these guys. It's crazy. 3 years ago, would you have thought we were having this conversation? Well, these guys are struggling. Are we going to keep any of them? I mean, and you would have thought, no way. We thought, how are we going to keep all these guys, including Russell, including Schwarber? How are we going to keep these guys? There's no way it's possible. Now it's like, I mean, Schwarber's had a couple good games there, but it's a long year. Had to have the giant walk-off, that bomb he hit. Yeah. But think about it.
We got Elmora coming up. What are we going to do with him? Let's trade away.
Yeah,
let's trade away some of these guys.
And the sad thing about this whole thing,
Solar. What are we going to do with him?
I mean, he's had kind of a quiet start this year. But one of their best hitters is one of the guys I sold off 2 years ago, Ian Happ.
Yeah.
I sold that dude. I'm like, get rid of that dude. He's a chump. Last year, he's probably one of their best players.
And he's slow this year.
Do you still remember the Ian Happ story when we were sitting at the game?
Oh, he owes us, doesn't he?
Yeah, he owes us.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's an off-air story. I'll tell you guys that another time.
Oh, and I don't want to interrupt Hop, but Jenny actually said thanks, Ed, and she gave me a thumbs up. That's a thumbs up.
That's the middle finger.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And Jeff with his typo,
Bucks are winning.
He got Eric excited.
Yeah, I know. 99-83 is a lot better than 90-83.
Okay, so your opinion from the outside looking in for these teams, what do you think, Hop? Cubs, Brewers, what's their deal? I know it's like I said, it's funny. The other day we were sitting, me and my father were watching the games, and we looked at the standings, and it's crazy. They're like 3 games away so it's not like it's early September. It's like, oh God. I mean, you can get fired, but this team doesn't. The Cubs team, to me, doesn't have that feel. It really doesn't at this point. There's no feel to it.
I mean, it's early, and you look at the standings, there's really not many teams running away from any of their divisions. I mean, the Yankees are 5-10 right now, and the Yankees fans are just as upset as Cubs fans. My hot take would be trade Bryant, keep Rizzo, and they're going to let Baez walk. That'd be my hot take right now.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, what do you do? I mean, because I don't know. I just think that Rizzo, the problem with Rizzo, I think he is at this point right now, and I know Bryant, people take that and Baez, whatever, but I think Rizzo's the most tradable, that lefty first baseman for someone in a hunt, especially if the Yankees get hot again and could get in that situation. Think about him playing at Yankee Stadium, with the way I just think he fits that team, and he's played big. He's played big city. He doesn't the glare of the lights does not bother him at all. So I mean, he's a perfect guy for a situation. Even the Mets get hot.
He'd look good in Minnesota.
But Mets have what's his name, so they really won't need a first baseman.
I mean, he'd make contact over Sano.
Yeah,
that dude's striking out at a rate like crazy.
Yeah, to me, he probably fit Minnesota the best because Sano's garbage.
I think the reason they keep Rizzo around, the reason I say that is I think he's more of a leader than Bryant and Baez.
Yeah,
and I think
absolutely.
He fits that even at 35, 36 years old, he's more likely to accept a reduced role than the other two. That's why I say they keep Rizzo.
Too. He's marketable.
Yeah,
he's more of the fan favorite than Bryant ever has been, or Javi. He's the more marketable player.
I would, for the Wild, Baez was one of the hottest players in the.
But I'm talking about marketable for the Cubs because all they care about is the image right now. The owners.
I mean, Baez is on the cover of the MLB The Show 2020.
Yeah, I think Baez.
Jinx.
I think Baez can sell more seats for you than
you think so
because just the flash he has. Yeah. There's so much. I mean, Rizzo. I love Rizzo. Don't get me wrong. I like Bryant too. But if I kind of disagree. I think if they're going to try to sell tickets,
The flash of him
Seats.
striking out. And
Well, but
swinging
short,
at
you
every
get to go to a
pitch.
game and he makes diving play into a hole or something like
Yeah.
that and throw someone out from his knees.
He had,
you know?
he had an error on I think it was Saturday though.
But he hit 2
throwing
home
it,
runs,
but
so
he
we're
hit two
good.
home runs, yeah.
We're good. We're good.
He had an error in the Brewers Cup series where he threw the ball into that would have been in the stands, but he threw it into the net
Yeah.
because the net was there.
maybe that's the one I'm
So
thinking.
is that
of.
Hop? Is that net out of play then once it hits that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, just to check because I can remember airmailing a couple back in the old days. I wish we would have had that net there.
You didn't have a net.
Oh, dude, I almost hit a house one time.
I probably have hit a house playing.
No, you hit it. You hit a few. You hit an electrical box one time.
That was
That
in
was,
Fond du
that was
Lac, yep.
20 yards behind a diamond.
and you missed the backstop.
That's right.
Ooh, dong! What the? Nice throw, Hop. Yep.
It's a good 270-foot throw.
Yeah, that was well over our head in the infield. I remember.
Yeah.
It was nowhere near anything.
Brewers, I think Brewers stand pat right now. They've got 2 good bullpen arms. The rest of their bullpen is iffy. They got 2 stud starters in it, and Hauser's a really good starter too. But I think they're going to stand pat, and they're just going to figure out what they're going to do because they just keep bringing up these guys hitting wise that find a way to hit. Shaw's back. Vogelbach hit 2 bombs the other day, even though I think they lost that game. That he hit 2 bombs, but they find the players that fit what they need to do, and they got 2 studs on the back end. So right now, I'd say they stand pat.
You seen Louis Urias lately too? He's looked a lot better. I mean, he come up with all that fanfare. He's actually played quite a bit better. So
I mean, he's Arcia.
Keston Hura's been horrible.
I was never a Hura fan. That dude was, if he could catch up to fastballs, they'll go. But
Yeah.
in his first 2 years, he hasn't looked good. And Urias to me is a young Arcia. Arcia, when he had it going and he was hot, Arcia could hit the ball, play some good defense, but overall, Urias might turn out to be better. But who knows from that standpoint?
So, Hop, anything else for us tonight or this evening?
No, that's all I got. Like I said,
It's too early in the season to judge these teams.
We're already selling the Cubs off, so it's not early enough.
Exactly.
Willie's got something.
I got one thing right now. Is
He wants to talk about Abner Doubleday. Hold on.
I don't know how you say his name. Ruffin Odor. Ruffin Odor. What about that guy with no facial hair? Huh? He's a Yankee now.
I
He
know
just
what you're
shaved.
talking about. Yeah.
Oh,
His
okay.
kids don't like it, right? His kids hate it.
Cut those sideburns, Mattingly.
I was promised that Willie was going to shave his beard at some point too.
It's gonna probably be this week, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Let's make it.
Oh, yeah. I
I saw
thought you were
pictures.
shaving that thing.
Yeah.
You're not allowed in the studio to shave us. You're out.
All right.
This is a Yankee studio.
This is a Yankee studio.
Dang.
You guys are all clean
You
shaven.
wanka. You wanka.
No,
Scott's
Scott's not clean shaven, is he?
Yeah, I did shave. Yeah.
You did shave it? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Jace has the second most
And,
facial
and,
hair
and I
right
shaved
now.
and I shaved my goatee too. Oh, okay.
Yeah, baby.
Jenny just
I
gave
guess-
you a thumbs up.
I guess Scott's sleeping on the couch tonight.
No, actually, I told these guys I got my hair cut this week. I actually get it thinned out because it's so thick. I'll just make it fun of Ed and Willie.
He said thick.
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
We've got
Wow.
new sound effects.
We got new sound drops.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently, and that's what she said isn't one of them.
That's what she said.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm good with that one.
Hey, Hop, thanks a lot, man, for stopping by tonight. And we'll be in touch next few weeks again, okay?
Yeah,
Next time I see you, I want you wearing a batting helmet when you do the show.
Oh yeah.
and me and Eric will stop over to watch some games.
Hell yeah.
Anytime.
And how's a half hour?
You're gonna watch the Brewers then?
What kind of games?
West Coast games.
West Coast games.
Hop, take care. You have a good week.
Bye, Hop.
All right, talk to you guys later.
Okay, so that was Hop with us, joining us tonight. Thanks again, Hop, for the baseball talk. Yeah, so we want to talk Cubs Brewers, and it worked out good. Cubs Brewers, we got enough of them. We want to do another Florida, Ohio.
Definitely do.
Sure.
The new Florida, Ohio is this. So this guy was pulled over and arrested for having a sticker that said, I eat ass in his window. And the cop said, why? He asked why. Because, well, if a kid saw it, what were they going to have to say? what's the parent? How are they going to explain this? The guy's response was, "That's the parent's job, not my job." So he was arrested, but the story has a happy ending.
That's what she said.
Because Deshaun Watson said no. Because
Oh my God.
the guy actually, the charges were dropped, so he didn't actually, but he did get a ticket at first or arrested, but it was all cleared. So where is this fellow from? This fine fella. His name is Dylan Shane Webb. He has 3 names.
3 names.
Give it away. So what is this? Where's this fella from?
I'm trying to look at the buildings in the back there.
Yeah, I think it's Ohio.
It's Ohio to
Does
me.
that one say Brown National Bank? Because that would make a lot of sense.
I think it's Grant.
Oh, Grant, no.
Yeah.
In the way he saved himself, he put a B in front of that,
Yeah.
I eat bass.
Like I said, I beat ass. I didn't know which one you put.
You could go either way. It's versatile.
Or bass. I eat bass.
I beat ass. I eat bass. I don't know about the
Meat
bass.
ass? No, wait, that doesn't help.
I say Ohio.
I'm going Ohio on that one. Look at all those fancy pictures in the background.
I'm sticking with Ohio.
Jacksonville, Florida.
No way.
They got buildings that tall there?
Back-to-back Florista nights. So Shane,
Well, I
Allen,
guess the
whatever,
Jaguars do play there, so I guess they might have.
whatever
Yeah.
his name was.
They could use him.
Yeah, that was.
Look at all those dents in his tailgate.
Jeez.
So the next topic tonight, let's hop into the NBA playoff picture. And the NBA playoff picture is tightening up. Just remember this year they have the play-in tournament. The 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th will play a play-in to get in to the 8th and 7th spot. As we speak right now, it would be 76ers versus, I'm going to go Charlotte as the 8th seed, Brooklyn versus Miami, the Bucks versus New York, Atlanta versus Boston. And in the Western Conference, you'd have Utah versus Memphis, Phoenix versus Dallas, the Clippers versus Portland, and the Lakers versus Denver minus Jamal Murray. The interesting thing about this, the Lakers-Denver series is tied 1-1 right now. The only higher seed right now that has a losing record against their opponent will be the Bucks. The Bucks are 1-2 versus the Knicks this year. Every other team has a winning record. That will be the start right now with the going on stretch. I believe if anything changes in the East, it might be possibly the top 3, but I think the 3 are going to stay pat. Being a 4-game lead, I can't see them losing that. The Bucks have a 4-game lead for the 4th spot, so, I mean, anything could happen, obviously.
Yeah, and they're down, I think, 2.5 to the Nets.
Yeah, so they might pop in that second spot. I mean, the only
Do you want to? Do you want to play the Heat or do you want to play the Knicks?
Well, the only problem with it either way, if you're second or you're probably going to have to play the Nets in the second round either way. So that's the only thing that number 1 seed would look really nice if you could skip over the Nets you get to them in the conference finals if possible. But you got to beat them anyway. Beat the good teams.
Exactly.
You mow through that, you win the finals probably. So, I don't know. Any thoughts of that right now? Any thoughts? I mean, we all know who people like possibly. I think the Lakers might got less shiny now. It depends how AD and LeBron come back. They are injured, but they will be healthy. I don't know. Any thoughts on that, Eric? Maybe start up since you.
Well,
you can't watch it, but you can talk about it.
Yeah, but I still pay it. I mean, I kind of was focusing on the Bucks. They got 16 games left. They are winning by 5 right now, and the Suns, which is a very, very good team. They have back-to-back games coming up with Philly. They play Philly Thursday and Saturday, so we're going to find out a lot about them over the next few days. And then other than they have a back-to-back with Brooklyn, other than that, they have a lot of winnable games. I mean, if they could go 10-6 or 11-5 or something like that. But the thing is, do they really want to play the Heat? I mean, can you be complacent with being the 3 seed and hopefully and then maybe matching up with the Knicks versus matching up with the? But like you said, then they got to play the Nets.
Well, either way, second or 2 or 3,
Either way,
play the Nets. It doesn't matter if they win the first round.
I think you definitely have a big 3 in the East. I don't really see anything else there. The West is interesting with those 2 top teams. I mean, and the Suns right now are only, I think they're only a game. Are they a game and a half back from the Jazz?
Yes, I believe so.
Of course, they're losing. They lost the other night. Bucks are, they were up by 5.
And Utah lost Donovan Mitchell for a while.
Yeah,
he's out. He's out for a while with a bad ankle.
Yeah, I don't know. When's LeBron slated to come back?
I'm guessing within the next couple of weeks. But the only thing that's kind of interesting to me, if you are Utah and Golden State gets that 8 seed, Stephen Curry has averaged 40 points a game in April.
Did you see
46-5. He's shooting 50% from the 3-point line right now.
Did you see the stat? I wish I could.
Pretty good.
I wish. I'll try to find it, but there's this interesting stat on Curry over the last week on how many threes that he hit versus other NBA teams. You know it?
36.
36.
The next team with the highest was 23 at the Magic.
Yeah, team. And that was Curry's week. Was 36.
He's got more threes than Cubs have hits this week.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
All season.
it's skewed by Saturday's game, you know.
That's including Saturday's game.
That's it, probably. But yeah, isn't that
Is he the GOAT now? For 3-pointers.
Oh, he's going to be there.
he should be talked about as an MVP. They're starting to talk about Chris Paul right now as an MVP as well. I don't know.
Embiid. I love the whole Embiid talk, though. It was great the other night on Sports. I sit there and I kind of laughed. Embiid's had 35 points in 3 games in a row, the most ever by a semi. Didn't Giannis go on like a 9-10 game run with 33, 34 points a game?
Yeah.
It's no big deal. Giannis is pretty much, you can't win the MVP with 3 years in a row unless something. And
that's a definite narrative, right?
He will not win it. He's not even in the conversation. And
his numbers are awesome.
He had 9 or 10 games where he scored 33 more, 34.
Might be his best year.
But so if he would have been on the Sixers, he would have broke that record because I think 4 or 5 in a row, 6 in a row with 35 or more. And then he got the 33 point because a couple games he had 33. But still, 33 and 9, 10 games in a row. And then he got injured, which is he really injured? We don't know. Was it the whole, he's got a bad, resting him a little bit, but we say he has a bad, I don't know. That's different debate. But I just, these guys getting put in the conversation. It's like it's almost like they're trying to find someone that, as long as his name isn't Giannis. He's not even a conversation. They don't even talk about it when they come out MVP candidates. It's Embiid, it's Harden, it's
well, they're talking about Jokic a lot.
Yeah.
And not talking about the guy in Dallas. Why can't I think of his name?
Doncic.
He has not been in the
and
discussion
it was
at
his
all.
year to win it too.
Yeah, they started.
He just had to have
they
a good
almost
year.
started a campaign at the beginning of the year for him to win the MVP. But yeah, now I'm hearing a lot of Chris Paul talk.
The NBA playoffs coming here in a few weeks. I think it's 4 weeks away. So
I'll be over.
That's fine.
What about the play-in tournament?
Yeah, the play. Oh, I'm sorry. I have the information.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the more interesting part of it, just because
so?
I do, because I think these guys are bitching and complaining about crap that they agreed to do.
I have frequently asked questions. What's your question, Willie? When
What's the facts? Yeah.
It starts Tuesday, May 18th and concludes on Friday the 21st. How is it structured? At the conclusion of the regular season, but before the first round, the 7th and the 8th teams will play each other in the 7-8 game. The winner of that game becomes the 7th seed. The loser of that game plays the winner of the 9-10 game, and the winner of the 9-10 loser of the 7-8 game becomes the 8th seed.
Okay. All right, there you go.
Does that
interesting?
Make sense
it makes sense. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it'll be in Dayton. No, wait. Wrong plan.
So the 7 team could be eliminated, and the 10th team could take their place at 8.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Jesus
I don't know
Christ.
if I like it.
You're going to need that count. I wish I knew one.
So which 4 teams aren't in this playoff hunt right now? Because there's everybody.
Detroit.
The Packers and Bears didn't make it.
Yeah, no kidding.
And the Cubs.
How many
and the
teams
Brewers aren't in it.
So wait a second. So there's
Kentucky's out too.
There's 20 teams going to be having a playoff game.
Oh, Gonzaga made it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead.
20 teams. How many teams are in the
They'll
NBA?
choke, though.
20 teams out of, I think it's 30.
32 or 30?
Shit, no,
32.
No,
It's a 3-point game.
15
now.
and 15 in each division. 15 in conference, yeah. So 10 out of 15 in each conference to play in the playoffs.
Really?
Oh, by the way, it's Bally.
Elitist.
It's Bally Sports Wisconsin
Bally,
now.
it changed.
So you
I
got to
think
have a
it's-
freaking gym membership now to
It's
watch
the
the goddamn
casino, I
Bucks.
think. The casino
Oh, it
Bally,
is?
I think. I could be wrong. It could be wrong. Jeff said he'd rather see the Bucks play New York.
Careful what you wish for, Jeff.
Those
Right.
Knicks, man.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
I got a little,
Thibodeau.
I got a little stat right now about the Knicks.
Whoa!
Step boy. Yeah, baby.
So this is the first time ever the Knicks are on a 5-game winning streak, the same time that the Yankees are on a 5-game losing streak.
Whoa. Well, that deserves, I'll just do this really.
Yeah. Mind blown.
Hey, this is what Jordan said.
How you like that, Jeff?
I love it.
So,
Ask Jeff how he likes that.
yeah, how you like them apples, Jeff?
Yeah, you like apples, Jeff?
Yeah.
That's crazy talk. They've both been around a long time, those teams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Okay, so let's go to our fan poll, and our fan poll will be one of our favorite pastimes, eating. So what do you got, Willie? Any of your?
I do. Let me find him first.
Okay, I should have probably.
Oh, I got him right here. It came right up. Oh, look at that.
You are a damn genius.
He prepared tonight.
I was. So I got Sean Conwell says McDonald's fries.
Had those today.
Chewy says grape cream slush from Sonic.
Ooh,
That's his go-to.
chewy.
Tony Galliardo says Jets four-corner Detroit-style pizza, Italian sausage, mushrooms, bacon. Wash it down with a Bell's Amber Ale.
Nice.
And
I
then
like that one.
Tim Clino says Jack in the Box Ultimate Cheeseburger. And then Josie Cavelli says In-N-Out Burger.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Yeah. We know.
So you got anything, Eric?
Nothing on my Facebook app.
How many followers you got? 2?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a big Facebook guy these days. I'm more of a Snapchat and Pornhub. I mean, Instagram.
I get a lot. Yeah.
I forgot again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my Pornhub membership has a lot of sausage references on it. I don't know.
I have a few on mine before we get to ours. My dad said Chicken Littles, which he's talking about the little chicken sandwiches at KFC.
Oh, those are awesome.
Kyle
Yep.
Schmicky agrees with him. Matt Hoppenstadt says Hostile Hop. Chipotle steak burrito bowl. What a snobby answer that was.
Yeah.
I eat
Bowl,
Chipotle.
too, a bowl.
I eat Chipotle.
Yeah.
The-
Does he
the
wear a
po-
tux when he
The
goes?
poke bowl at
Is that a black tie affair? Do you wash it down with a nice Chianti?
Oh, Dave. Someone named Dave just hopped in. Now he's gone.
Dave.
Huh, okay.
Dave's not here,
Dave's
man.
not here. No, Dave's not here, man.
Jared said the Baconator, and then my wife said, "You mean the triple Baconator?" And then Jared goes, "Yes, you're correct." My sister said anything from Taco Bell. Jared loves Taco Bell, and then he goes, "Oh, I guess I could have said quesarito." Jack Musha said the Culver's curds. Tom Maurer said the cheese curds, and my sister Mandy Holzer said chicken nuggets. Jace, what's your favorite? What's one of your favorite fast food? Chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets.
Wow.
A man of many words.
Congratulations to Jack Musha. I just saw he moved on to get a job in Bristol.
Oh, yeah?
As an administrator, so good for him.
Of course, Lasco, of course.
Jim Lasco says the on the border buffet.
Oh.
It's actually a hot dog buffet.
No, I thought he was a taco buffet.
And Matt Hoppins said fava beans on it. The nice Chianti.
Has anybody ever heard Lasco say something serious? Never.
No, that's why you love him.
Yeah.
That's why you love him. So let's go around the room we're going to make this into our snake draft tonight. I haven't had one in a couple weeks. So our snake draft tonight is our favorite fast food items. And we will start with, we'll start with that. We'll just go around. We'll keep going, whatever.
It's just like a snake draft thing?
Yeah, let's hit it. Favorite fast food item.
I had it today.
And where do you get it?
I love Big Macs.
From where?
From Burger King. Right.
I'm going to go with the Double King Burger from Fat Burger. And it is a 1 pound patty. And yes, they do have a triple, which is a 1.5 pounds. But one of the best fast food burgers I ever had was Fat Burger in L.A.
Nice. I'm going with the Angelo's Coney Island with a Cocoa hot dog. So,
Yeah, you love those. You've talked about that before.
yeah.
You keep saying you're going to bring this Coney
It's going to
sauce.
happen this year, guys. It's going to happen.
I'm going to go. I got 2 because I'm going back, right? So I get 2. I'm going to take the plain standard Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. And then I'm going to also say the Dorito Taco Loco.
Oh, man, that was in my list.
Yep. So that's the 2 there.
Just
for me.
not the Supreme, though.
It depends. The Supreme I don't mind, but sometimes they put sour cream on it.
It's too much.
It's a little bit. But
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll go nothing and just put extra hot sauce on it. Or
Yeah,
something.
I agree.
Yeah. So, Willie.
I'm going to go with, I'm going back to Angelo's gravy fries. So you get
Where's
French-
this Angelo's at?
It's in Flint,
Is there
Michigan.
Angelo's where Jack
Is
Tripper
there-
worked?
No.
Is there any
Wasn't it
more
called
like...
Angelo's? Where Jack Tripper worked. Mr. Angelo.
Angelo's.
Oh, Mr. Angelo. And it was called Angelo's.
Was it
right?
really?
Called Angelo's, yeah.
Come and knock on my door.
So I don't know if these are considered fast food, but the food comes out pretty damn fast.
It does. It comes out fast. Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah.
You can get it for takeout. You walk up there. And
Okay,
get it,
so that's
boom,
fast
boom,
food.
boom.
Okay, so any greasy spoon Mexican place in either California or Arizona, and like a breakfast burrito or California burrito, just Insanely good.
You're very vague on your answer.
Okay, so how about I'll just go with the breakfast burrito.
From where?
From a Greasy Spoon.
Is that what it's called? Greasy Spoon?
Well, I don't know. They all have Mexican names that I don't really know what they are.
You ever had
them.
from 911?
Had the other day for lunch. Incredible.
What is
food.
911?
It's a taco truck in town.
Really?
Great tacos.
Oh, here in
So I don't have a specific name. There's so many of them. They all kind of look the same and they all taste the
I guess
same.
Eric phoned it in. Go ahead, Ed.
I'm going Portillo's.
Wait, stop. You couldn't get a right answer. You have no sports to watch at home, so you can't work on this. Go ahead.
Work got in the way, I
You'll
guess.
never be a fat guy. Never. I'm going to go with the Portillo's, the big beef sweet peppers. One of the best beef sandwiches, and it's a fast food one. Dude, I love the chicken littles at Kentucky
Okay.
Fried, too. I
Okay.
eat them all the time. Obviously.
Eric,
just
fries
some
from somewhere in.
This guy that used to know. Back in the day when I would party pretty hard, I would just crush a 10-pack of just hard shell Taco Supremes from Taco Bell. Like it was my job.
Okay.
Would you leave like lettuce and
No,
cheese
no.
over the back seat?
Nothing.
Ed?
It all went down.
That was not my back seat.
Wait, did he drive you?
That's what she said.
Yes.
Willie was actually driving that time, which is crazy because
There or home?
No, we
Home.
made it home, and then we decided since we were drunk, let's go all the way back out and get Taco Bell.
Bell, yeah.
And then I wrecked Shauna's back seat.
That is the line of the night. You too?
Yeah, hit the yeah, baby.
No, that's what she said.
I want yeah, baby, too.
That's a
same
double.
button.
You got to double them
I
up.
wrecked Shauna's back seat.
You got to double that one up.
That's what happened.
So let's move on from that. Who you just picked? No, Eric just
I
said.
have no idea.
No,
I
He did. He said 10-pack.
Okay, it's
I
Willie,
busted
okay.
out the 10-pack.
I'm going to go with the breakfast item, the Wendy's honey chicken biscuit.
Ooh, nice. Okay. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna kind of pile on to Ed.
That's what she said.
Tag kind of because he said Portillo's. I'm gonna go with though the beef is, but the combo at Portillo's,
Yeah,
sausage and beef. With,
Yep,
and
just had
I
it
like
the
to put
other
the
day.
hot peppers on it. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
Like the jardinera on it?
yeah, jardinera. But I like to get myself and put my because when they put it on, they put the grease. I want oil and stuff on
Do
it.
you guys like it better than Joey Buena then? In Chicago?
I haven't had Joy Bueno, but Portillo's is legit.
Yeah, we had it at the Cubs
Wrigley
game.
Field all the time.
Oh yeah, I take it over. I take Portillo's.
Portillo's is
I
better.
still have
Yeah.
never been to
They're
the
good,
one
though.
guy though, the Mr. Beef in
Al's
Chicago.
Beef?
Al's Beef.
Oh,
Al's
they're
Beef.
on Taylor?
I never been there. There's one right on that pointy road right by Wrigley Field. We never have
Yeah, I
gone
know-
to. Which
yep,
we should
I know
have.
which one
I know I even don't walk in there ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my second one, it's so tough. It's hard to. I'm just gonna have to say, when they're cooked right and salt, McDonald's French fries.
Yeah, we had those today.
Just got to go with that.
You guys ever been to McDonald's and they said, we don't have any beef? Because that happened to us today and we had to go to a different McDonald's.
No beef.
That
Shortage.
McDonald's.
That's what I was like. I'm going to start prepping if McDonald's can't get beef.
So Willie.
I'm going to go with, you're talking about fries. A good fry is a Portillo fry.
Yeah, they are good. The crinkle
With
cuts.
the cheese.
Portillo's is getting some
You ever had
love.
the
I don't
cheese?
like the cheese. No, I just want, I'll eat ketchup with that fry.
Yeah.
With the crinkle
Generally,
fry.
I don't eat ketchup on a
Good.
fry.
And actually, Culver's has crinkle cuts too. They're legit.
Yeah, they do.
Too.
They're
And
legit, too.
And Arby's has crinkle cuts now too.
Do they?
They have been
I
advertising
like
them.
crinkle cuts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unlike Hop putting his in a bowl, I like just the Chipotle steak burrito, not in a bowl. But yeah, I'm down with that.
Jace might know what I'm talking about. They got these things at Taco Bell filled with, they're like cinnamon balls filled with custard or something.
Said
Cream
balls.
cheese.
Whatever the
yeah.
hell. They're freaking phenomenal.
Cinnabon.
Yeah,
Cinnabon,
whatever.
yeah.
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
I don't know what they are, but I eat them all the time. Those things- you put those two salty balls in your mouth, man.
That's what she said.
Better than the
And then
sweaty ones.
And then the cream. No, they're excellent. That sounds like the last time I put two balls in my mouth.
That's since
Oh,
breakfast.
Donald, you son of a bitch.
I'm trying to think anything else.
Yeah. Okay, Jace. Honorable mentions. You got.
Hello, Jace.
Let's think. Honorable mentions here. The buttermilk chicken sandwich from McDonald's was amazing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't tried the new one yet. The
He's a
chicken nuggets at Chick-fil-A.
chicken nuggets.
And I will say, Chick-fil-A, they are going to start serving burgers May 28th.
Yeah, I heard that too.
That's going to
What?
mess up that whole ad they have with the cows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else McDonald's had? That breakfast sandwich where they got those, what they call it, McGriddle.
I don't like the McGriddle.
But the chicken, they had chicken for a while. That one was good.
Yeah,
On a
spicy
biscuit,
chicken
though.
McGriddle.
It was really good. And then for some reason they got rid of that one.
Oh, Hoppy's brought up Hop brought up Yorkies. The
Oh,
gyro.
yeah. Oh,
Yorkies,
Yorkies
good place
awesome.
down by
Oh.
where Willie works. Very
Yeah.
good.
Well, okay.
So that's another.
Elmhurst.
Is like Oakland Gyros considered that fast food? We consider. What
Oakland's
about
all
Mr.
right.
Wings?
Oh, Mr. Wing is coming around.
I had a beer with Mr. Wings on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was at. I was at Public, and because Jackson and I've been going by him a ton, so he knows us pretty well. So I went over and had a beer with him. His big thing now is the chicken. He's just doing
Did you try
chicken
that sandwich?
No, I didn't try it. We were going to go yesterday.
Let me know when you go. We'll
or
get some
Saturday.
wings with you. Let me
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Okay.
mainly been going to the downtowner.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
little love for Mr. Wings. If you guys haven't had it,
Yep.
go check him out.
where's
He kind
that
of
at?
He travels around. He doesn't have his own place.
And the downtowner know them, the owners,
Yep.
good
Yeah.
people too.
Yep. So he goes downtown or he goes TG's. He'll be going to the beer garden in the summer. He's actually thinking about doing a truck and then doing travel. In fact, he's talking about Summerfest and stuff.
There's
nice.
a few trucks starting now. I saw, Ricky Tagliapetra? He's starting. He's got like a fire truck now.
Oh, really?
Selling pasta and pizzas.
Cool.
So
Out of a fire truck.
Out of a
That's
fire
awesome.
truck. It looks badass. I saw the picture of it last night. So there's going to be a few trucks driving around with awesome food. Fast food's awesome.
Oh, I didn't know you could do this. Look, there's Jenny's aunt. What she said to you before. We can show it.
Her aunt.
There it is. Thanks, Ed. Middle finger in the corner.
Oh,
Yeah, we saw that.
I didn't know you could make it bigger though. I didn't know you could do that.
that is a middle finger.
I thought that was a thumbs up.
So honorable mentions. Anything else, guys?
Oh,
you know,
you
we
should-
going to talk about. And I was been watching Modern Marvels of the food that built the country, or whatever.
Yeah.
And White Castle. I'm telling you, man, White Castle is. People don't like it or whatever, but if you don't like it, you're a liar because White Castle's
The slider.
burger- yeah.
I
They're
don't
the
like it
slider
because they
guys.
do it on onions.
Yeah. Once a year, though, you
That
get
I'm
with
those
the
things.
jalapeno cheese, the double.
You get like a pack of 30 or whatever they come in.
Yep, and just watching how they made those. You know what? Fun fact: you guys didn't know this. White Castle was the first fast food burger place in the country. So over McDonald's, or Burger King. So 1920 something, and then McDonald's came around 1940. So anything else in that, guys? I think I got everything in I wanted to get in.
Get some random thoughts. Do you have
Oh
some
yeah,
other-
right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, one more thing before I go. Another random point. Jay Bruce retired. Also, the thing I saw today, real quick. I got a couple things. I read an article when Barry Bonds was the hitting coach for the Marlins. It was a complete disaster. They said he was
read that.
terrible.
Yeah.
He actually D. Gordon tested positive for steroids, and he actually was upset about it. Barry Bonds.
Isn't that the
he
pot
would sleep
calling
in
the
meetings.
kettle?
He wouldn't pay attention to games. It was just complete disaster when he was a hitting coach.
How many years ago was this?
He was only coach for 1 year and a couple years back.
He just told D. Gordon, just get a bigger hat.
Maybe they.
I got a guy. He said I got a guy.
Maybe Nate McCullers gets pushed all the way up there.
Yeah,
He's working his way up the ladder right
you
now.
never know. And real quick, too, Willie and Jace could probably say something. Soccer, the Super League is forming for soccer, and now teams are going to be, what they're talking today about doing to them, fining them or getting rid of them or
Banning him from
From top
Champions
level
League.
play.
FIFA World Cup.
All,
La
play,
Liga.
all
Anything UEFA.
players that participate in it would be banned from the World Cup, which would probably crash that, and that would be terrible. Because it's all top teams, and most of those players are all
They're
make
calling
it fun.
They're calling it a money grab because I think they got from J.P. Morgan a $5.5 billion. Where each club's going to get $400 million in this 12-team league, and they're going to add 3 more. So
And right now, the Champions League and Europa are temporarily canceled until it's resolved. So
Wow.
it could never finish out this year.
And I guess the funny thing about it is that they posted this about 1 o'clock in the morning, where it was 6 o'clock in the evening here in the States. So it got a lot more press around here. Not that we really care, I guess, but
It's interesting.
No.
and I forgot something else. So let's do this real quick now, and then we'll get to random thoughts.
Willie.
Oh, nice.
Willie. 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 All right, so who am I?
Willie.
Let me think.
How many times has he asked us that
Do
question,
you remember
Scott?
the dress I wore at your wedding?
I remember what you drank.
It was a rose colored.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right, so this guy, he won the Cy Young 4 times. He's ranked number 11 with 329 career wins behind Greg Maddux, Roger Clemens, and Warren Spahn. He holds the record for the most runners picked off with 144. Okay. His earned run average was 3.22. Not that gives you anything. He pitched 5,217 innings. He had 4,136 strikeouts. His record was he had 329 wins, 244 losses. Let's see, what else?
Was he a lefty?
Yes, he was.
The pickoff thing, I was going lefty because of the pickoffs, I was thinking.
You were thinking Lamar Hoyt, too?
He set a record for most strikeouts in 1969 when he get it.
That's what she said.
Struck out 19 New York Mets. In 1972, he contributed to 46% of his team's victories. Was still stands in the modern league, major league history.
That's got it.
He won like 27, didn't he?
And then he learned the Eastern martial arts technique to improve his pitching. Anybody got a guess here?
It's Lefty Carlton. That's why I said lefty.
Lefty, You want to know what he's doing now?
Yeah, selling hemp.
Hell, I don't know. No, I do know, surprisingly. He's given up on baseball 15 years ago. He goes, I quit watching it. He goes, it's not fun for me anymore. But what he is doing now, he has a tree farm in Colorado. And he's
marijuana tree.
That's where these questions usually go. Or these
That's right where
segments
they go. And he has a forestry program with an orchard, 150 fruit trees. He says he was green before Al Gore was. And then
keep politics out of sports.
right.
Tree hugger.
And then that's what he's doing now. That tree
great.
farm.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Good for him.
So any random thoughts for get out of here, guys? Go ahead, hit it.
I got one actually.
Go ahead.
You got
Go ahead. No, I got nothing.
How about we name off movies, TV, songs that mention Wisconsin in them? Like, there's tons of shows or...
It's like going to Wisconsin and back. Hey, I got the shit kicked out of me in Wisconsin.
Exactly.
once.
Stripes. Obviously,
and that's
obviously
what they said in the show.
Happy Days.
Well,
Happy Days, and then
70 show.
70
about
show.
Kenosha all the time. Kenosha they talked about.
Yeah.
Going to see
They went to
concerts
the-
in Kenosha.
Like the disco in Kenosha.
Yeah.
Kenosha girls are easy.
Chicago Fire.
Chicago Fires mentioned Kenosha. He is correct. Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The dad lived in
So
Milwaukee.
did
They
ER.
film here. yeah.
Because they were in Chicago.
Goose was going to move to Kenosha.
Yeah, Goose was going to move here, yeah.
Or whatever his name is in that show.
Dr.
There's a whole bunch of
Steve.
them.
Wasn't Heather Graham's character, and she's from Wisconsin, in Swingers, she mentioned that she was from Wisconsin there.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
How about the Kenosha Kickers?
Yeah.
There you
Kenosha.
go.
In Ford Fairlane, I think.
Polka, polka.
What's the Ford Fairlane one when the two people come like off the plate or something? They're like, "Oh, we're from Wisconsin." He's like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
That's great.
Oh, Weezer video.
Oh, yeah. Happy Days.
Yeah,
Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah. Oh, Step by Step.
Oh,
They were from like Sheboygan or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Right.
There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
go on.
That's good. That's good. A random thought here. I want to shout out to the Michigan women's gymnastic team for winning the 2021 NCAA championship.
Eric's got that on tape.
And we talked about this 1 year ago
Don't
today.
give it away.
What were we talking about?
Oh, the Michigan State guy that touched everybody?
Oh,
No,
Larry-
totally different. Totally different.
The Last
Nesbitt
Dance?
or
The
whatever?
Last Dance,
Last
correct.
Dance.
Oh, I'm sorry,
correct,
sorry.
correct. And then
That was a tie-in. I don't know. Sorry.
this day in sports in 1999, Cal Ripken was placed on the disabled list for the first time in his 19-year career.
Jarvis got more playing time then.
And then this day in 1960, baseball uniforms began displaying players' names on their backs.
nice.
In 1960?
1960.
Wow.
That's a while ago.
A couple people threw things up here. Steve Carlton was maybe a guess for the things. Jeff said Giannis is down. Just a cramp, though. Fernando Rodney, someone wrote. Oh, the pitching thing, probably.
Red
and
Hot
Bob
Chili
Pettis said Red Hot Chili Peppers. maybe for the song mention.
Yeah.
But he says Static X has a song called Wisconsin Death Trip.
Nice.
Leave it to you, Bob, to know that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Might have to be our new intro.
Yeah, that sounds pleasant.
That was me and Jenny danced to that song. That was a wedding song.
Oh, Starman. You remember that movie way back in the day?
I remember the
What was
movie with Jeff Bridges.
Jeff
right?
Bridges, yeah. I think that started like in Ashland or something way up there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was
Great
really
outdoors.
Great outdoors. They go to
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
We
There's
do a whole show. Why don't we do a Wisconsin show?
Didn't the Blues Brothers
we
go
just
way
did.
way up north to Lake Wazzapamani? I don't know where that
When
is.
they filmed part of that movie on the the Marquette Interchange.
Yeah, when it was missing.
It was they're not even undone yet.
Oh,
Not
really?
even done,
the Hone Bridge.
Oh, yeah. They're good over the Hone Bridge, right?
Yeah.
That's where they jump or they kind of fall off. Right?
That's when that's when they lock it up and they
Yeah, they
hang
lock it
over,
up.
and then the Illinois Nazis go off the end.
In the Pinto,
no.
right? The orange Pinto or something like that.
I can't remember. I've seen it. It's a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, there's a ton of them.
Any more random thoughts?
I've got all kinds of random. Almost all my thoughts are random.
High school baseball starting next week. My Indian Trail team, we have our first game series against Franklin. Still don't know if it's home or away. Haven't figured that out yet, but
Nice.
Yeah, they'll let you know. They'll let you know eventually.
Scheduling conflict.
What do you guys? You guys got some pitching?
yeah, we got Lucas Mazinet. Looks like he'll be opening it up for us, and then it's probably going to follow with probably Noah Reeves and Falden Nat and an Eric.
Noah's pitching now.
Yeah, he's always
He's
a
always
pitcher.
been pitching. Yeah.
Oh my God! I remembered he was just a little baby.
That's stick now.
Is that the Noah that?
No,
Yeah.
that's not the same Noah.
Okay, all right.
Different Noah. But yeah, Noah Reeves played when Scott Olson coached
And
the other
Ed-
Noah.
Okay.
Ask Noah's dad next time you see him about the time Ed threw a bat at a guy. He was there.
Will do.
Anything.
Yeah, the only one I have is congratulations to Stuart Sink making us 47-year-olds look cool again. 47 years old, winning at Harbortown, hitting the ball 315 yards off the tee, straight as an arrow all weekend long.
Only two-time winner this year with who?
The only other two-time winner this year.
I
not
think he's
Speed.
the big dude.
Oh, DeChambeau.
DeChambeau.
Yeah, okay. that makes
Two-time
sense.
winner. Old man and the big hitter.
Yeah, 47 years old, and he won there. So he won there when he was 20-something, and he had there's a picture of him with his boy in his arms, and his boy
Oh, his
caddied
son
for him.
caddied for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Nice.
did he get that jacket for winning that?
Yeah, they could do that plaid jacket.
That plaid jacket
Yeah.
is awesome.
It is awesome.
That's probably the best
that
jacket.
golf course, and that's a public access course. I know a few people that play there said it's very, very hard, and the guy just
Well, it's like people's
demolished
backyard. You see their houses. They're sitting on
it.
their
Yeah,
porches watching.
and there's that
It's-
lighthouse that's just kind of
Yeah.
right in the background.
That game
on
used to be
the
on PGA Tour video game.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back in that Harbortown, right? Harbortown.
Harbortown, yeah, right,
Harbortown.
right in Hilton Head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ed, you got any more?
Nah.
Save them for next week.
Yeah, I got
He's got a whole collection of
yeah.
them.
I got all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so
You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com.
So to close it out tonight, we'll do the usual. Any closing thoughts for tonight? Let's start with Willie.
Hey, I just like to thank everybody that jumps on the show here on our live show. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Keep it coming.
Eric.
Well, it's tied at 124 with 42 seconds left. So let's close up the show, watch this, and then watch Ted Lasso.
Okay.
And I just want to say I'm still so excited that Japanese boy won the Masters.
To quote somebody.
To quote our president.
Go figure, huh?
Jason, any closing thoughts? Oh, time is up. We'll have time for Matt Damon tomorrow.
Matt Damon.
Steph Curry scored 50, and the Warriors won 107 and 96 against the 76ers.
We just talked about Curry tonight. He's on fire right now. You know?
In Fuego.
And the Padres are also winning 1-0 against the Brewers.
Wow.
So yeah, great show tonight, guys. Remember, we'll be doing our I can't remember what it's called. The draft show.
NFL draft
Actually,
show.
that's next Thursday. I made a mistake. It's 29th, so it's got to be next Thursday.
Yeah.
'cause it's 20, yeah. So next Thursday, we'll be doing our draft show, first round coverage. We'll talk about the picks. We'll babble along like we always do.
We're still going to have a Monday show.
Hey, you know
though,
what?
right?
yeah.
Hey, you know what? We'll be all together this time. We won't be like
Yeah, we'll be able to do it sitting here. It'll be a good time. So we'll maybe get some guests on. Maybe we'll get some people to come on and talk to us in between picks.
Right.
Mike.
We'll get Michael Roach on. Maybe who knows who will show up for that. So we'll try to get some people on to talk to us during the draft. And yeah, that'll be our big thing. Remember, we're on every Monday at 7:30 live. Show gets set out via your different podcasting. I don't know, what do you call it? Platforms. That's the word I'm looking for. Platforms. On usually about Wednesday. So please subscribe, tell your friends, like our Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter. Yeah, that's what I got tonight. Guys, thanks a lot again for Ed, Eric, and Willie, and Jay sat in for the last few minutes. I'm Scott. Stay classy, Wisconsin.